Oh my God, I know, right? Don't you just want to hear that more?
Yes.
Me too. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I really am, because I think your work is going to be so valuable for the listeners. And I'm going to tell you why, or you're going to tell us why in 1 second. For the people that are new here listening to Wisdom from Within, we're here every single Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And this 30 minutes is all about reminding you, listeners, that there is so much wisdom inside of your soul, right? We are not taught how to listen. We are not taught that our emotional intelligence is a resource that we should rely on for guidance. It is the resource that we should rely on for the decisions that we make in our life, the jobs, the relationships, the moves, whatever transitions, right? It is our body's knowing. And so this moment, this Wednesday at 1 o'clock every week, is all about how do we listen? How do we tap in? What are some tools that we can learn to incorporate into our daily life? And I am truly on a mission to help people unlock this for themselves, because it's within all of us. There is a great intelligence inside of our soul that is meant to serve us, and it is unwavering, and it is consistent, and it is here every single day, and we need to get empowered and find it and listen. So Viki, I am so excited that you're here, because your body of work is so incredible, and it is truly a beautiful way in to what I'm talking about. And so I want this next 28 minutes or whatever it is to really be about you and your work and your why, because I think it's so valuable for everybody. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to let you, instead of reading a bio of yours, I'd really love for you to just share with us who you are and the work that you do, and we'll go from there.
Oh, well, first, I'm so happy to be here. I love you so much. You are amazing. And I mean, I have the chills listening to you. My body is talking to me. And I mean, it's just really a pleasure. So thank you. I'm thrilled we're having this conversation. Absolutely thrilled.
Me too.
So it's just, I was thinking about how, this work that you're doing is so profound and we need it so much, body talk, like our bodies talk to us. And, my story is actually that I was completely disconnected from my body. And I was super intuitive as a kid and I knew things. I definitely had a guidance system, but not from my body. Like I was really disconnected from any kind of messages from my body talking to me. I would have like stomach aches all the time and I'd be mad at my body. I'd be totally disconnected from my body, numbed out. I would energetically leave my body. I'd be in fantasy a lot. I wouldn't be present. I wouldn't be grounded. I was always nervous, so I really disconnected. I would judge my body a lot. I would be so angry, like if I got belly aches or if I had pains from my period or whatever it was, when I got it when I was 13 or whatever, this kind of thing. I was just so angry.
Yeah.
And even fast forward, then I modeled for many, many years of my life. And I was even, I would always hear, your hips are too big, your hips are too big. And I'd be like, angry at my hips for being curvy, things like that. So it was a journey of really being very disconnected. So I have a very close connection to the work that you're doing because it's just so important. And there's so much wisdom that we have. And it's so important to have a relationship with our bodies. And one of the things that really transformed me, and this isn't even that long ago. So 12 years ago, I met my husband at a cafe and he asked me my date of birth and he proceeded to tell me all about myself from my date of birth, because the regular deck of playing cards, the ones that we play gin rummy and go fish with, are actually an ancient system of knowledge that reflects life on Earth. I mean, first of all, that's just like
It's like, what are you
What?
even
Like what?
saying? Yeah.
Okay, really? Um, but
Mhm.
he told me, I had been on this path of healing and
Mhm.
self-discovery. I became an energy healer. I, went for energy healings from all these different people and did weekend workshops and went to the Barbara Brennan School of Healing and went on this very big journey because of a medical issue that I had with my physical body. And, I learned so much about myself. And in the 20 minutes that he talked to me, I was like, wait, I just spent like 20 years, of my life, like on a mission to, find myself, my spirituality, like heal my body. And you're telling me all of these things about me in 20 minutes from my birthday, like from these cards. Like, what are you talking about? So it turns out that I am playing as my birth card. So we have a birth card. We have a life path of 13 plus cards to play. They each show us a different aspect of our human being, right? So what we're here to do, our passion and our purpose, our life challenges and lessons, our shadowy energy that's unconscious and hidden, and our fears, and all kinds of things like that. Dynamics of relationships, like you name it. It's so much fun. So I find out that my birth card, that I'm born to shine the light in this world, is the 5 of diamonds. And the 5 is about being out of the box, and diamonds are about the physical reality, physical, anything you can perceive with your 5 senses. So the diamonds are all about gut instincts. So that was really wild to me because, as I mentioned before, like when I was a kid, I was more like, I knew things, like I had a knowing, more like an intuitive insights, not a physical sensation, a kinesthetic sensation or a gut instinct, like I wasn't tuned into that at all. But that's actually my primary energy I'm playing, is about, really being in my gut instincts, really trusting my body. So when I learned my cards to play, and I learned, oh my God, I'm playing the 5 of diamonds. And also the 5 of diamonds is about, bringing like something like an ancient system of knowledge, which is the regular deck of playing cards, to light, to people, showing people like a fresh perspective. It's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'm playing my cards right by doing that. Um, yeah, I mean, it just was transformative for me to know that, because then I started to really pay attention to my body big time and have conversations with my body and,
Yeah.
just, yeah, all the time. I mean, even like this morning laying in bed, I'm like, I've got my hands on different body parts and I'm like, so what's up? We're having a conversation, I'm like, wow, this feels really good. And there's like a warm feeling in one spot, but then like there's like tension somewhere else. And I'm like, oh, like what's going on in my neck? Like really actually developing a relationship with the body.
Wait, I have so many questions.
Okay, I know I've said a lot.
I cannot, and I can only imagine the people listening being like, holy shit, like what is happening? It's so good. There's so much here. I wish I was taking like a lot of notes. Okay, so one of the questions that I have is this distinction between you having this inner knowing and you differentiating that from your body's wisdom. I want to understand that first, because
Okay,
it seems like you're seeing those two things as different.
I am. And what's so cool about that is I feel that I learned that from knowing the cards, because there are 4 suits, right? And we're playing, like I said, this life path of cards. And the 4 suits are hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. And those represent different energies.
Mm-hmm.
So the hearts is about feelings. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like the 4 dimensions of our human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our feelings. The clubs represent, excuse me, the clubs represent the mind. So our mental concepts, our ideas, our mind. So we've got the heart, the mind. Then we have the diamond, which is the physicality, so the body. And then we have spades, which is consciousness. So it's like there are 4 ways to receive information. And that's how I see it. It's like there's these, and we all have these 4 ways. And I feel that we're better at some than others.
But are they all connected to the body? I mean, the heart is connected to feelings. Clubs are connected to the mind. Diamond is connected to the body, and spades are connected to the consciousness. Isn't that all
It's
inner
all
wisdom?
interconnected. Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you are talking, this is just different ways in. It's like different forms of
Yes.
intelligence. We all have
Yes.
different ways to connect to that wisdom, but it's all the body. And so when you were saying that you had this inner knowing, but it wasn't body wisdom, I just wanted to make it clear that was body wisdom, don't you think?
Um, that's a great question. I mean, when I think of body wisdom, it's like my body is actually speaking to me through a sensation.
Well, that's part
Whereas
of the body's wisdom. Yes.
right, whereas like a knowing was like I wasn't necessarily like having a pit in my stomach, which was telling me something.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, that's how I'm like I'm sort of like seeing it from those different places, like of the body talking, like my physical body
Okay, so you're
talking to
saying your
me.
physical body. I understand. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, this is it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept, all of it. But all of it, maybe it's better to say inner wisdom, because the
Right.
inner wisdom really does encompass all of those four components that you're
Yes.
talking about.
Yes. Absolutely.
Wisdom
Absolutely.
doesn't only come from sensations. It comes from this
Yes.
knowing, this
Right.
instinct, this gut, that
Right.
kind of thing. So yeah, which makes your work so beautiful. I love how this is broken down for people, because they sometimes people will have the inner wit, that knowing, and some people will feel the physical sensation that
Yes,
you're talking
exactly. Exactly. A great example is when I went to Barbara Brennan School of Healing. There, I'm, with a bunch of healers. We're all learning how to do techniques in healing and follow our guidance system. This is all we talked about for 4 years, like the guidance system. And people would be like, "Oh, but I want to like see energy fields like on my mind screen. Like I want to be able to see that, someone has an aura." And somebody else will be like, "Well, I don't see any energy fields. I just get sensations in my body." And somebody else would be like, "Oh, well, I just know it's happening. Like I'm not necessarily feeling anything in my body. I just know what's happening." Like so it was interesting how people would create definitions around the different ways of receiving the wisdom of that's within us. You know what I mean?
about. Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So I want to hear more about the work. I mean, I think the listeners are also very curious. Is this an accessible? What else can our cards tell us? And then also, how can someone incorporate this into their daily practice? And can they even?
Yes. So, first of all, I mean, what's the first step in any of it is to just have the awareness of the energy patterns that one is playing, right? So, we have this life path of cards that we're playing, their energy patterns, and, just first of all, having the information of what that even means and what one's card to play is, and to really sit with that and have the awareness like, oh, like for example, I'm playing a 5 of diamonds, like I said, out of the box, fresh, innovative, change agent. I'm a change agent, right? Now,
Mhm.
like my friend might be playing the 4 of diamonds. And the 4 of diamonds is not about change. The 4 of diamonds is about structure, organization, foundation, much more solid energy, much more grounded energy than the 5, which is like, woohoo, out of the box.
Wow.
So, like we're playing different, let's just say, right, me and this person, we're playing different cards and we have a
Mhm.
different life path of cards.
Right.
So first of all, this like just the awareness of the energy patterns that we're playing, like what's
Right.
our essence that we're playing, and we're not
Right.
our cards, we're just playing the cards.
Right. Oh
Yeah, it's
my
just a tool, it's guidance, it's a tool to utilize. um and then it's also great for just accepting, like as we start to, like
God.
when I started looking up all the people in my life, their cards to play, my friends, my family, past relationships, past, lovers, it was like, just brought so much clarity and healing to me,
Mm.
because it was like, wow, like this person is playing this card, which has these patterns on the low side and the high side. You know what I mean? And it's like, no wonder we had that dynamic,
Wow.
between each other,
I
Um,
remember us talking about some of my past relationships, my current relationships, and then just me as an individual, which I thought was so it was you and your husband. I mean, you were just right on.
oh, wow.
It was really
That's
incredible. Do you
great.
remember what mine were? I really need to go back to the
So you're playing the 4 of clubs.
Mhm.
And the 4 is about structure and organization, and the clubs are the mind. So you are like reframing the way we think about things. And you're reframing the way we think about the work that you're doing, body talk, and bringing this out to light, in the
Mm,
world in a big way.
mm, mm.
Um, yeah.
So
Yeah, and you
beautiful.
provide that foundation. You provide a framework for us, for yourself and for us.
Mhm. Is there like that play in there? I forget. So when you're playing one card or you're playing a few
So
cards?
you're playing a life path of cards, but your primary ones, like your birth card, what you're here to shine, is the 4 of clubs.
Right.
And then you have what's called the personality card, which is how people might see you, how you might see yourself. And they kind of play off of each other. And that card is the Jack of Spades.
For
And the
me.
Jack is super playful, super independent. And
That's
the
me?
Jack, yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
that's you.
I was like, "Wait, is that me?" Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Super playful,
Fun.
and the Jack of Spades has a magic wand. And I mean, I can even see that, like how you bring like this magic to your work. Like there's this magical energy to the Jack of Spades. You can manifest whatever you want with that. I mean, anybody can manifest. I mean, it's not like it's a one, for one card or anything like
Right,
that.
right.
But, you do have like a strong ability to do that with that Jack of Spades personality, to be able to manifest magic in your life and
Right.
manifest your reality.
Oh my gosh, incredible. So when people have their cards read and they're playing different cards, I love this whole connection with manifestation with the card. So can you like meditate on one particular part of yourself, like one card for a bit? Do you suggest that? How do you help people use these cards to, really like elevate their life?
Well, yes, I mean, I love that you said that. I meditating on the pit patterns is fantastic. I mean, like, just to let me pull one out.
Yes.
It's like just to look at a patterning. Let's see what we got. All right, here, look, 9 of spades. We took the numbers off so that you could really see the pattern. I mean, that has
Mhm.
energy in it. That is a patterning, and that's a ladder.
Uh-huh.
Right? Spades represent consciousness, and you can go up and down this ladder.
Mm.
So it's really about transcending and climbing the ladder, and you can absolutely meditate on the energy of this 9 of spades. You
Mm.
could meditate on the card for sure.
So do you have those cards? Can people buy cards without the numbers? Or do
Yes.
you just do that? Mhm.
Yeah. We do. We did create our own
Yeah.
deck of cards. Yes.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
amazing. We need to
Yeah.
put everything in like show notes because why not be able to have these cards? But we'd want to know how to read them. You have a guide, right?
Yeah. So the first thing really is to, like, on our website, which is thesourcecards.com, you can look up, you plug in your birthday on the homepage, and you can find your first 2 cards, just as I explained to you, the 4 of clubs, Jack of spades. Everybody can find those 2 cards for them based on their date of birth.
Mhm.
Then from there, it takes you to pages where you can read about what those cards mean. And it
Mhm.
shows the high side of the card and the low side of the card. So it's
Mhm.
really, the first step is just bringing the awareness to that. That's the energy patterns that are in play for you, and sitting with it. Sometimes the low side is like, oh, there might be some like resistance to some of the things on the low side, or even the high side, of the cards. It's like, so being with it, sitting with it, seeing, where do I play it well? Where do I not play it well?
Mm.
If there's resistance, just sitting with it and exploring, like, where might I do this in my life?
Mhm.
Like I remember when I first learned my cards to play, my Queen of Spades person, I have the Queen of Spades as my personality, and it said passive aggressive manipulation. And I was like, what? I'm like, I don't do that. Are you kidding me? That's terrible. Like, I don't, that's awful, And as I sat with it, I thought to myself, oh my God, like I realized in certain situations in past relationships with men, I would not say my truth to them and act as if everything was okay, which is actually passive aggressive and
Mm.
it's manipulative. You know what I mean? Like, here I am being like, no, everything's fine. Everything's good. We're all good. We're good. But deep down, I'm like, well, no, that really bothers me. And I feel kind of angry. I was not telling them that. So that is a form of doing that. And I finally saw that in myself. So really sit with those patterns and see where you are playing things well and not well in them, and then
Yeah.
how can you shift that for yourself, and there's I mean it's just it's simple and it's comprehensive at the same time. Like it's simple in its definitions and its explanation of the cards, but then
Right.
it can also go really deep, because then we have other cards like the soul challenge card and the Saturn card and the Pluto card. There is some correlation with connection with astrology in this. And those cards show very challenging things for someone's life, like the
Mhm.
patterns that someone might keep repeating in one's life is like, for example, in the Saturn card. So then it's taking it one, first of all, it's taking it one step at a time, because it can be a lot all at once
Yeah.
to just like look at all these cards and all these different patterns. And so it's like one thing at a time, like
Right.
looking at the birth card. But eventually, like, for example, with clients, like, yeah, we look at these other cards to see the patterns and then help them to shift those patterns, to
Mhm.
play the high side of the card.
Right. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. I would imagine that one needs some guidance around this. Like it sounds like we could go to your website, plug in our birthday, and then get our first two cards you said.
Yes. So
And then beyond that, if you're like me, I mean, I need the guide. I
okay.
need the person in front of
So
me.
the
How to
the
step
the the order of things, it would be like, go to the website, check it out. Like it's resonating, like, wow, this is so cool. Then I would suggest the book, Play Your Cards Right: A Sacred Guide to Life on Earth. My husband
Yes.
Alexander wrote it. This will give you an overview. You'll see your whole life path of cards, and you can start to get an idea. Oh, like, this is my, card that's the challenging patterns for me. This is
Yep.
my birth card. This is, to sort of get more of an overview.
Yep.
And then as people have questions, we offer what's called a life audit. So you can ask all kinds of questions in the life audit, and then we do a reading and a healing for you in a recording. So
Mm,
it's a great way to like connect with us and then take it a little further, and then, start there. And then of course we have like, coaching programs that, one-on-one sessions with both me and Alexander, where we do, readings with the cards and then healings to shift the energies. So, cause like once you bring this stuff up, it's like, okay, what do I do with this? How do
mhm,
I change the energy? What
mm,
are practices I can do every day? And that's different depending on the person and depending on their cards to play. So
mm.
it's not a one size fits all. It's not like I'd be like telling everybody the same thing, like, oh, do this exercise. It's do this exercise based on the energy patterns that you're playing for your life.
Oh my goodness. Have you is it always right? Or have you found you have an example of like when it wasn't right? You know? Yeah, what?
I want to laugh so hard because, so for me personally, I mean, I'm one person. It's not like I've, how many people have I, seen in my life? I've been doing it for 12 years. Um, I find it to be crazy accurate. Like it's mind-blowingly accurate, to the point like where we watch movies and then we'll like look up character, like the actors cards to play, as well as like if the movie's like about a person. I remember I was watching Snowden, the movie on Snowden, and the whole movie I was like, this guy has got to be playing nine of clubs, nine of spades. I just know it, and he is,
Like
you
the
know.
actor character or the actual
No, the
person?
actual person,
Okay.
Yeah. And then sometimes the actor is playing similar cards to what the real person is, because the casting directors are pretty intuitive. Like they'll pick people who are like so in line with, this actual person in real life, like the actor that, whoever the actor is portraying. So I find it to be extraordinarily accurate. Now, what's really funny is the people who have been like very challenging. We've, of course, there's people that be like, well, that's really not me, or I don't know, or I already knew that, or like, tell me something I don't know, like being very like sort of confrontational.
Right.
And I'm laughing because they're often the same card, people playing the same card. And I want to just, oh wait, I want to get it out because it'll make sense when I show it to you. The 6 of clubs, like people playing the 6 of clubs. The sixes are like this about being in alignment, and it could be a really rigid, stubborn energy. And
Yeah.
so sometimes the people with the 6 of clubs are like, yeah, I don't know about this system, and like, be, very confrontational. But then we got to laugh about it because we're like, oh, I'm wondering, are you playing the 6 of clubs that you like don't think this is accurate or whatever, that kind of thing. So
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
fascinating.
I
So are
know.
people like very on edge or nervous, like going to dinner parties with you, or like going to dinner because they just know that you and your husband are like sitting across the table, like you're playing this card, they're playing that card. They know you're going home talking about who they are and their whole what they're
Oh my
playing.
God.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. That is fantastic. I love how you just
Is
call
that
it
true?
out. You just call it out. Well, yeah, we do talk about it a lot, but we talk about it, I- you know, for the most part, we're talking about it with the people. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah,
talking
but
with them
you're not
about it.
doing that
Like
all
it's
I can imagine you're at like you go to a thing, a party or something, and it's like, oh, you're in the corner, like they're playing that 4 clubs. I'm like,
oh, you mean like guessing? You mean guessing?
yeah, Desi, like I'm not talking about sessions like private I'm talking about like friends and social gatherings that know you and know what you're doing. They're probably like, oh my God, they're gonna size us up tonight.
Well, I mean, it's funny, like if they're friends or if we're people that we say, "What is your birthday?" Then we just start talking to them about we do like read it. We'll start doing readings,
Yeah.
like
Oh my gosh.
just start talking about it. But yes, of course, we've had our moments where we're like, "What do you think? Queen of clubs or 2 of
Yeah.
diamonds?" Or,
Yes.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're like,
Oh my God. I need to hire you for like my next party. All I'm thinking about is my next party, my retreat, because I am doing
Ooh.
plug. No, I didn't plan on plugging, but I'm going to
Yes,
say
yes,
this
yes, yes.
that I am planning, I'm going to plan it next year, elevate mastermind. And I'm hoping to have that completed by 2027, where I want to do a retreat. And it's going to be the culmination of, an 8-month experience journey. That's going to be absolutely beautiful. But anyhow, I'm thinking I absolutely need to bring you to that retreat.
Oh wow,
No
that's
doubt.
fantastic. Yes.
I mean, oh my gosh, what a beautiful tool to again just awaken, to come into our greater knowing about ourselves and to understand who we are. And you said the word that I love so much around all of this, which is acceptance. You said that early in the conversation. It's a tool for us to get to know ourselves and to accept and love and understand. And why not learn this gorgeous tool? So I'm so happy for this work that you're doing in the world. It is so meaningful and so beautiful, and you're fantastic. So who wouldn't want to work with you? I mean, oh my God. So I'm so, yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, just thank you so much. And I just thank you for how you're reflecting it back to me and everyone, because you really you're understanding it. And I appreciate how much you're like just understanding how exciting this is. It's really quite profound. So
It
thank you.
is. It's extremely profound. And I've worked with you and I've worked with the two of you, and it's incredible what you do. It's such an unlocking, and it's such a beautiful new way in, a lens to look through, to see our soul and to see who we are. and then help us, activate and make
Yes.
shifts and or enhance whatever it is, that we're hearing. So how can people find you? I mean, you told us about some of the offers and things, beautiful, but just like quick summary, if someone wants to connect with you, how would they do that?
Yes, absolutely. So thesourcecards.com, that's the place to go. And there's so
Yeah.
much to explore there. Check out your cards to play, plug in your birthday, and then I would say definitely get the book. And just there's lots of offerings so you can see what resonates. But yeah, the life audit is a great place to start as well.
Mm, love it so
Yes.
much. I appreciate you. I adore you. And we will absolutely talk soon.
Sounds amazing. Thank you so, so much.
You are so, so welcome.